Hi guys, this is John with toolsinaction.com. Today we're going to be reviewing the DEWALT compact router, DWP611PK. Inside, DEWALT's offering the soft carrying tool bag, the Plunge Base. We'll cover the features on this, as well as the fixed base with the router itself. This is a 1 1/4 horsepower router. And we'll cover the details on that as well. And of course, a wrench to remove the router bits and an owner's manual. I'm going to go ahead and cover some of the features on DEWALT's compact router DWP611 here. The motor itself is a 1 1/4 peak horsepower, drawing 7 amps. It includes an 8-foot cord that's 18 gauge. The motor itself has a variable speed dial on it. You're going to start at 16,000 RPM and setting 6 you're at 27,000 RPM. And then each digit in between gives you about a 2200 RPM bump, or you can just finally adjust it in between. DEWALT recommends setting 1 through 3 for your larger bits, larger cutting bits, and then 4 up to 6 for your smaller bits. The switch has a dust-free switch on it. It's just a plastic cover that goes over the switch, prevents dust from getting in the switch and causing premature failure. Some people like it, some people hate it. Ultimately, it's preventing failure of your switch. Alright, we're going to talk about the base, the fixed base here. It's got a locking lever, which most do. And then you can pull these quick release tabs here to release it from the base. On the base itself, you have a micro adjustment scale here. And this does a 360-degree turn to do all your micro adjusting. Now the way that works, you've got a little aluminum ring here, and when you slide that into the router, you're just going to go ahead and pull back these quick release levers and it locks right in. And then as you spin the dial, it adjusts it up and down, which is pretty slick. Not too complicated, and it works very smoothly. Then when you get whatever setting you want, lock down the lever, you're ready to go. Now the adjustment here might be a little bit complicated for somebody who's never used this style before, but right below the DEWALT logo here, you've got a little needle, and you can go ahead and set that micro adjustment dial, spin it back to 0, and now you have a reference point of how far you're adjusting. So as you spin your reference needle here, now I've just moved to the 1/16 of an inch. Now I've got an 1/8 of an inch. And you can reset this micro adjustment dial anywhere you want. Or you can just use any reference point on the ring itself. But it gets a little takes a little bit of time to get used to, but I really like the way it works. And if you want to change your bits, you just depress these levers, base slides out, and now you're ready to go. Another feature I like on the router, it's got 2 LED lights here. We'll turn it on just to show you what it looks like. You've also got a spindle lock here. Another small feature about this that I like is that there's a lot of locking points. So you don't have to do a 360-degree revolution to get it to lock back in. It locks pretty fast. So it makes changing your bits very easy. It also comes with a 1/4 inch collet, and that's all that's included in this box. Now the base has a D-style base. It's plastic or acrylic, I'm not sure which, but It's clear, so it's easy to see through. I really like this as well. Okay, real quick, I want to just give you guys a reference point on its size. Now this is the Bosch Colt. It's been out on the market for quite a while. As you can see, they're similar. The Bosch Colt is just a tad lighter, or a tad taller, and a little bit skinnier at the base. But aside from that, very similar in size. Okay, I'm going to cover some of the features of the Plunge Base that's included with this kit. The base itself has its own model. It's DWP612. So if you bought just the router itself and you wanted to upgrade into the Plunge Base later, DEWALT offers this as an additional accessory as well. So the Plunge Base itself, I just want to start off with the handles. Instead of just being the basic cheap plastic handles, they're actually covered in some type of like a rubber grip coating. Allows you to get really good grip on the base here. The base itself, you got the turret here, which is pretty standard, as well as your turret stops. You got 1/4 inch step downs, so if you're doing a plunge pass, you can do each pass 1/4 inch increments, so you're not overworking the router itself. Then you've got an adjustment point. It's fully adjustable here, so if you have a certain particular depth that you like, you can adjust that, put it right where you want it. The turret itself, feature on this that I like, you've got an adjustable reference needle here. So it doesn't matter where you're at, you can always reference yourself back to 0 on this 2-inch scale here, or you can set yourself at any point you want. Just makes that whole adjustment process a little easier, I think. You've got a clear base, just like the fixed base itself. Makes it easier to see, especially with the LED lights. You got the plunge lever here on the back. As you can see, it's pretty smooth, almost effortless. And then you got your locking lever. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the router on here real fast to show you how quick that is. So I'm going to remove it from the fixed base. Just remove that locking lever, depress the locking ring, and the router slides right out. And then I got to get rid of this ring. Go ahead and spin that off. And now I'm ready to go to the plunge. Now before I put it in, I've got these cutout channels here on both sides. And they go into those locking needles. So to slide it in, just going to line those up. First got to release the locking lever. Line that up. And it slides right down. So if you wanted to have the motor itself here on the front, depending on how you're routing, you can have it here, or you pull it back out, flip it 180 degrees, and slide it back down. So it just depends on how you like to route, where you like the motor and the settings set for you. And you lock it down, you're pretty much ready to go. And like I said, that's very smooth action right there. Pretty much effortless. Okay, I was just going to show you how easy it is to change a bit on this guy. Before I do, I forgot to mention there are points on here to put on a guide, which is not included, but does have that built into the base as well. And then for those of you paying attention, you may notice that this ring's back on here. I wanted to see if you had to remove this before it went on the base or not, but it looks like if you just slide it all the way up to the top, you can actually keep that adjustment ring, so you don't have to take it off before you remove from the fixed base over to the plunge base. So if you want to put in a bit, you got plenty of room in here. You could easily do it while the router motor itself is attached to the plunge base, but I like to remove it. So I'm going to go ahead and release that. Unplug the router, of course. And again, like I was saying before, the spindle lock here has multiple points to lock into, so you're not fumbling around trying to find that lock. So we're going to go ahead and slide that in. Got the wrench that was included. Lock that down. Slide it in, lock it down, ready to go. Okay, I've got the DEWALT router here all set up. Make a plunge cut. Got a 1/2 inch bit in there. Got my turret stop set where I want it, as well as my turret here. So pretty much ready to go. I'll show you, we'll make 2 passes using 2 different settings here on the turret stop. You can kind of see how bright the LED lights are. And I've got it dialed down about setting 4, around 22,000 RPMs, and we'll see how well the motor handles that. Okay, so as you can tell, it did really well. Obviously helps if you have a sharper bit than what I'm using. That 1/2 inch pass here did pretty well. Alright, well, that was the review on the DEWALT DWP611K router kit. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. I really like this router. A lot of thought went into the overall design and build of it. It's got a lot of great innovative features, so thanks for watching.